Okay, so in this video, it's gonna be two people talking to you about ghost stories. And one of them is kind of creepy and the other one's like kind of creepy too. So I guess they kind of even each other out. But my mom actually went to the square and she asked this lady who lived in this big, huge white haunted house that was like actually famous for being haunted, and they like refused to do an exorcism on this house because that's how like they made money, because of how haunted that house was. And so many people throughout the years have moved in and out of that house. Like there have been so many ghost experiences in that house, like shaking walls, and one girl was like possessed by one of the ghosts or whatever, and it was like really creepy. But I'm going to show you one video of this lady who lives there now, who has lived there for a few years now, and she's going to tell you like how her experiences have been with it and everything about the history. And she's going to tell you like it actually is like a historical thing. You can go online and you can research it. It's actually there. But the one my mom is going to be telling you guys a story too. She has like 3 or 4 of them that she's going to share with you, but it's about my church. And you can't research these because they're like personal experiences, but they're really kind of creepy. And some of these experiences actually happened to me when I was like really younger. And she's just gonna tell you a few of these stories. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks. But just a quick side note, Jordan Starcher actually did go to the graveyard with me in the square, and he got these really cool pictures, and I showed them to people because there was actually a picture that he took, and I took the same exact picture, but it was like at different camera angles, and people thought it was a statue. But if you look in my picture, it's not there, and I swear there's a person standing in the picture. And I will post all of these pictures at the end of the video, so you guys need to stay tuned till the end of the video, and I will show you all of these pictures. And my mom is actually talking about one picture she took at our church where you see a face in the church, and I actually have that picture, and I will put it at the end of this video, so you guys stay tuned till the end of the video, and I will show you all these pictures. And Jordan only sent me the one, so I'm going to show you guys that one, and then I'll show you some of my pictures, and let me know if you guys see anything in there, because I didn't find anything. I found like one tiny orb, but that didn't really mean anything. So just let me know in the comments below, or you guys tell me in class if you guys see anything paranormal in any of these pictures. But just let you guys know that I did go with Jordan, and it was really fun. And I'm going to be posting the video of us like driving through the graveyard, and it's going to be kind of funny. But and you really can't see my face because it was really dark and I didn't have good lighting, obviously, because it was dark. So I just hope you guys really enjoy this. It's kind of funny and it's kind of creepy, so I just hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks. It's recording.
All right. Well, my name is Gia Chakowski, and I own 37 Griffin Street here in McDonough. And I had a gal that worked for me that would not stay in the office and could not stand to have her back to the door. She would hear keys rattling, she would hear music from the 1920s, and she kept hearing people knock on the back door. Finally, she just said, "Gee, I can't work there anymore," so she had to leave. So is that what you're looking for?
Probably.
My name is Gia. We own the Dixon House, the reported most haunted house in Henry County. You're welcome to Google that. There's all kinds of recording where it says "get out" and all that. There were 8 people that had died in that house. But when we moved in, actually when we bought it about 3.5 years ago, it had 1 light bulb and 1 sink. So we spent a lot of time getting the house put back period correct. And the very first night that we took over, moved in officially, I walked in the parlor, which we'd put as a ladies' sitting parlor, very much like it was in the 1800s, and went, "Now hear this, the Queen's here. This is my house. Jesus has this house under control. There will be no problems. I'm off limits, my family's off limits, my animals, everybody. And if you can't comply with that, get yourself out across the street to the Truman House where the poor ghosts live." That's all. Go back to what you were doing. But Jesus has this house under control. And it's good.
This is Mom, and I'm going to tell you about our church, Tanner's Baptist Church. It's in Ellenwood, and Tanner's was established in 1834, so there's a lot of history behind the church, including the fact that the church was going to be built on the right-hand side of the street, and they changed their mind and built it on the left-hand side and put the cemetery on the right-hand side. Now, when they first built the church, they didn't realize that a baby had already been buried there. It was a toddler had been buried there, and there was no marker. So the family of the baby came back later on, and obviously didn't know what was going on because the church was built there. So over the years, there's been a lot of stories, a lot of rumors, a lot of people saying, things they hear, things, and we've heard a couple of different things over the years. Heavy footsteps. Some people think it's the father of the baby that's coming back, that maybe trying to help his son to cross over into heaven. We have had one instance of someone who saw a toddler. I myself have a picture that I took several years ago in one of the Sunday school rooms, and there is a clear image of a child. Some people say it's just a reflection from, glare from the sun. I don't think so. But several years ago, when Elizabeth and her sister Amber were younger, I used to go over to the church quite a bit by myself and clean out the toys of the nursery. And I went over on a Friday one week, and the girls and I were in there by ourselves, and we're in the nursery playing around, and all of a sudden we start to hear heavy footsteps. And Amber, who was about 3 at the time, I guess, stands up and says, "Granny's coming," because they thought it was, my grandmother coming down the hall from Sunday school. Well, there's nobody there. So I jump up from the floor and grab both of the girls by their hands as they're trying to run out into the hallway. And the footsteps walk straight in front of us, all the way down the hall, and we all stand frozen. And by this time, of course, the girls are freaked out because they know this is not Granny, this is not good. So we stand there just frozen until the footsteps reach the end of the hall. And then I grabbed a purse, grabbed a diaper bag, and out the door we went. And my grandfather came back later with me to lock up because I was too scared to even lock the doors when we just were getting out of there. So that's one of our stories. Also, several years ago, we went in on a Sunday, just went back to visit for a little bit. We weren't going to church there actively at the time. And I took a picture of the same hallway right in front of the nursery just to, for memories. And when I got home, I started looking at the pictures, and there is a face, a very clear face of a man that is standing outside of the nursery door, basically staring down at me. And that was pretty creepy. That really, I have that picture still too, and lots of people get, chills and hair on your neck stands up when they see that picture. I have other stories. My grandfather has had several experiences at the church, one of which was walking through the sanctuary late at night. He had gone to turn off the lights and then had to walk back through the church in the dark to get to where his car was parked on the other side of the building. And he heard, the heavy footsteps, sounded like somebody falling basically off of one of the pews. And then the heavy footsteps, it almost seemed like they were dragging as they left the sanctuary. So that was kind of weird. I have a cousin, my mom's cousin. Her and her husband went in one Saturday, going in to prepare the church for the next morning service. And when they opened up the doors to the sanctuary, there was this this super strong smell of carnations, like you would have at a funeral. The organ was playing this really weird, eerie music, and the piano was just banging. And needless to say, they just turned around and left. Church was just not prepared for the next morning. That same cousin, her and her husband came in another time, and came in the back of the building, the Sunday school department, and walking through the building, they just felt a heaviness over them, like pressure that just, like the air was really thick. And as they got towards the end of the hall, it forks off, and she went one way and her husband went another. And as they got to the doors, to open the doors to go to the sanctuary, the doors slammed back shut, and they literally felt hands pushing them back together and all the way down the hall. They didn't speak until they got whatever this was, pushed them all the way down the hall and out the building. And then they looked at each other and were like, what did we just experience? So they actually talked to our pastor at the time and asked him what he thought that was. And he said, well, you know, a lot of people don't realize and don't think about that when the church is empty, that's a battleground between good spirits and evil spirits. And he fully believed at that time that that was the good spirits. That was the Holy Spirit, maybe even, that was protecting them. That if they had gone into that battle between the good and evil spirits, that they could have been harmed. So that was one of the good spirits that was protecting them. So that's another one of their stories. We also had a church function just a couple of years ago, and we were expecting someone to be coming down the stairs into our fellowship hall, and it was a surprise birthday party for our music minister. And we thought he was going to be coming down the stairs. So everybody said, oh, get quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And you hear the footsteps as they come all the way down the hall from where we thought he would have been coming from. And you even hear them coming all the way down 2 flights of stairs. And they get to the bottom step. And we're all like waiting to yell, surprise. And surprise was on us because there was nobody there when that last footstep hit the bottom step. So, our pianist kind of made a joke about it and said, well, I guess he changed his mind. Didn't want to stay. But yeah, over the years, we've just had a lot of different things happen. And just unexplained events. But we do believe that a lot of them are surrounded around the baby, the child that's buried under the church. So that, you know, maybe, like I said, perhaps he hasn't been able to cross over into heaven, and maybe his father is there with him. That's the heavy footsteps, and the man that we see could be his father. So, not really sure, but that's the history, the little paranormal history about Tanner's Baptist Church. Thank you.
So to the cemetery we go because our other videos, our audio was cut off, so woohoo!
We're gonna catch some ghosts.
Yup.
And I'll have my phone recording this time.
Yeah. Okay, so we're like driving through the cemetery. Yes, you can drive through it. And me and Jordan are like really scared because the moon looks really creepy. I know you can't see my face or Jordan's face, but still, it's really creepy. There's so many graves here. I'm gonna take like tons of pictures and see if I can see anything in them, but yeah. And just right before I show you these pictures, I want to tell you guys that all of these pictures that I'm showing you are not photo edited. None of them are edited. Some people actually thought they were, and they're really not. Like, all of these pictures were taken, they're not filtered, they're not edited in any single way. So just let you guys know, these are real pictures. All of them are real. None of them are made up or anything. They're all real. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun with Jordan making this, and I hope you guys had just as much fun watching it as me and Jordan did making it. We went all around the square trying to find a bunch of different information, but this is as close as we could get to it, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, leave a comment below, please subscribe. I put up new videos every Thursday and Friday, so I'll see you guys next week. Bye!